Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy. We're back with FM23 and IFK Goteborg, and we have one mission today, and that is revenge. We're against MALMO at home, a team that has beaten us in the past 3 meetings, all in 90 minutes. They beat us in the cup as well on extra time, so it's about time we gave them a bit of a beating. And as it stands, we're a point ahead of them in the league table in the Allsvenskan, so hopefully we can extend that today. It's about time we beat these guys. We're going to try and do it today. If you're enjoying the videos, as always, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. And yes, let's jump into the video. MALMO at home. We've got to beat them. They've got our number, and it's about time we ended this bad streak. Last episode, we did manage to win a trophy. We won the Swedish Cup, the Svenska Cupen, by 4 goals to 1. It was not a 4-1 game. I felt bad for Hammarby, but they did lead inside 5 minutes. Kulikov equalised, and then Ondrejka scored the winner with 2 minutes to go, but then Hammarby capitulated. Kulikov gifted the 3rd goal by the goalkeeper, and then Kuzu getting the 92nd minute goal to make it 4. It wasn't a 4-1 game, but we went away with the Swedish Cup, so great job, another trophy. We continued our form off camera with a few more league games. First up was IFK in a home game, and this was just a 1-0 win. The goal coming inside 8 minutes from Marco Olivieri, and it was 1-0. No more goals in the game, but IFK did go down to 10 men with about half an hour gone. Olivieri completely destroyed by Milosevic, who got a straight red card, but it ended 1-0. Up next was a home game against Kalmar, whose strong start had kind of fallen away a little bit, and we took a 1-0 lead with 11 minutes gone. Hausner to Marcus Berg, and Berg setting up Olivieri, who's in really good goal-scoring form. It was 1-0. We doubled the lead after 15.5 minutes. Marcus Berg creating the chance. Kulikov's effort saved. Olivieri's there for the rebound. It's 2-0. And then after 18 minutes, it was 3-0. Ziad Larkesh with the ball to Elias Hagen. Kulikov sending Ondrejka on his way, and Jakob Ondrejka gets the 3rd goal. 3 goals in very quick succession, all within 18 minutes. A good win, 3-0. No more goals after that. We did the job early. Then we had a very, very tough game away from home against Haken. They really gave the game to us here. We did well to keep a clean sheet because they were good going forward. We got a goal inside 3 minutes. Olivieri getting the keeper off his line, getting the header in and scoring to make it 1-0. We won a penalty with about 19 minutes gone and a chance to double the lead from it. Emil Markovic stepped up to take the penalty, and it was straight at the goalkeeper Abrahamsson, and it also came off the post as well, but unlucky not to score. Stayed 1-0, but a very, very tight game. Haken started the game really strongly with a big chance, but after that they struggled to create. And one of the things we changed here, because Haken were playing very direct, our defence was slightly deeper and they were just stepping off a little bit more. So I find that that could work in those games where we might, struggle against, a quality opposition. So it might be something to think about for the game today against MALMO. Up next was an away game against Värnamo, and we took a lead inside 4 minutes. Värnamo struggling to get the ball away. Came out to Hausner, the ball over the top finds Ondrejka. He squares it for Olivier, who scores again. Värnamo equalised after 52 minutes. Freuser with the assist for Zelikovic, whose header goes in, and it's an equaliser. We retook the lead in the second half, 76 minutes gone, the ball given away, and Abdullahi sets up Elias Hagen, who goes through and gets the goal and puts back in front. But Värnamo equalised, and it was a bit of a mishap at the back. Johan Bungsbo with a poor clearance. Gravia sees the open goal, fires it in from almost 30 yards to equalise for Värnamo, and a bit of miscommunication at the back between Bungsbo and Dahlberg. In our last game off camera, we hosted Halmstad. Took a lead late in the first half. Olivieri heading on Nissen's header, and it was 1-0 late in the first half, 45th minute. Olivieri set up Abdullahi to double our lead 62 minutes in. It was 2-0. Attacking them with some brilliant individual play to get a goal back for Halmstad. So that was in the 78th minute. It ended 2-1 though, so another good run of games off camera. Just dropped points against Värnamo though, which was a bit of a stinger. Especially the way we dropped those points. 2 minutes from time and a mistake like that happens. It's a bit irritating, but we're on a really good unbeaten run. I haven't lost in a long, long time. Not since the opener against MALMO. And hopefully we can avoid defeat today and hopefully beat them, because it's been a long time. If we look at our past meetings, as you can see, the last 3 league meetings have all ended in MALMO victories. They also beat us in the cup in extra time, and we drew in the league. So we haven't beaten them in the save since the 2nd game of our first league season. But as we said, we are a point ahead of them. 15 games played. We're halfway through the season. Hammarby have played a game extra, but they're 2 points clear. So a win here will also put us back on top of the table. Kalmar had a good start, but they have lost a couple of games, so they find themselves in 4th place, and Your Gardens a point further back in 5th, just outside the European places. And speaking of Europe, next episode will be in Champions League qualifying, and we have one of 2 opponents. These are the first qualifying round ties, and our opponents in the second qualifying round will be either Larn from Northern Ireland or Olympia from Ljubljana in Slovenia. As it stands, Larn have a 1-0 lead from the first leg. Olympia with the home advantage in the second leg in Slovenia, so they might be favourites to take that one, and it will be one of these 2 sides next episode, both legs in the second qualifying round of the Champions League. Malmo's second place finish last season puts them into the Europa League. We don't know their opponents just yet, but we'll watch them as well. Elfsborg finished in 3rd place last season. They go into the Europa Conference League, and they've got a tough tie against Brøndby coming up at the end of the month. Meanwhile, Hammarby, who finished 4th, have got Panathinaikos, another difficult tie there. Panathinaikos were in the league phase of the Europa Conference League last season. So some difficult ties in there for our other Swedish clubs. Coefficient wise, let's just have a look at where we sit in the coefficient tables. We are currently in 19th place. A 12-point season for 24-25 was good. We did well in our Europa Conference League group. We did well in qualifying. So good to see, you know, a big rise in the points there. You know, we're getting more points than Belgium there. We're getting more points than Greece and Turkey. So a good season there. And there's a chance to possibly climb up even more if we have another good season. Looking at some of the, you know, seasons that other teams will lose, there's a chance that we could gain some more ground and really rise up those ranks. If we go into the qualification places, as it stands, we get 1 team in the Champions League second qualifying round, which is ourselves, and then 1 team in the Europa League and 2 in the Conference League. If we get 17th, then we will at least get a bye through to the 3rd qualifying round. And it's not until we get to 15th that we get an extra team in Europe and a second team in Champions League qualifying. We don't get a guaranteed team in the groups though until we get 10th place. It might be a little while before we can catch up to Belgium, but we got more points than the last season, so maybe it won't take as long as we think. But the idea, we're going to try and get as high up this as we can. A few building a nation elements in there. We're going to try and improve the other sides in Sweden as well. So we're going to be loaning some of our players to other Swedish clubs, especially if they're not quite good enough to play for us. They might be good enough to play for some other Swedish clubs. So we're going to improve the whole league and not just our team. But enough about Europe. That will be next episode, and we'll find out who we're going to face maybe at the end of the video. The second leg is taking place on the 15th of July. So yeah, at the end of the video, we'll go ahead to Tuesday/Wednesday and see who we're going to be facing. It's either going to be Olympia or Larn. It might just be Larn, I'm not sure. Northern Irish people help me out. But back to the league and MALMO, the opponents today. We want to try and get our result against them, get a win back. In team news, Jacob Undraker is out for a few weeks with a sports hernia, so he's going to be missing the game today. Sebastian Olsen's still absent as well. He's been out for a little while with a torn thigh muscle. He's still about a week or 2 away from returning to the team as well, the 32-year-old. Olivieri and Abdullahi played up front in our last game. Kulikov it's not really a goal drought, but the goals have definitely dried up. He got 2 against Hammarby, or 3 against Hammarby if you include the cup final and the league game. Before that, he had a really good run of scoring in the league, but you know, he hasn't scored in his past 4 games, and he's been subbed off as well. So he's gonna be on the bench again today. Olivieri and Abdullahi will start up top, and I'm gonna start Peñalosa in place of Marcus Berg. Bungsbo and Nissen have been playing well at centre back together. Nissen, star player, needs to play every game really. Bungsbo's been doing quite well, and you know, Johansson has been doing well as well. 31 years old, he's still just as good as well, but I want to give the youngsters a bit of game time together, see how they do. Also, Tronsen's been playing a lot at left back because Parkanate and Ziad Larkic have both been at the African Cup of Nations, so they haven't been playing for us either. Tronsen's been playing left back, and we did actually also have to play Victor Larsen at left back because Tronsen was suspended for a game as well, so we had to play a right back at left back. He can play there though, he's just not as strong on the left foot, still capable though. But yeah, Ziad Larkesh has been with Algeria in the African Cup of Nations, and they got to the quarterfinals. Parkanate represented Guinea, and they lost to the Ivory Coast, who won the African Cup of Nations. Can we see? We haven't got a final yet, but the semi-finalists are Benin and Zambia, and Senegal and Nigeria. I mean, Senegal and Nigeria, imagine the winner of that would be favourite to win the whole thing. Benin and Zambia making it to the semi-finals. That's a bit of an upset, isn't it? Okay, Malmo have won the last 4 meetings between us. It's about time they tasted some defeat. I'm going to say we owe Malmo for what happened. It might result in a bit of physicality, might result in a red card, but I want to try and get out there and see if we can get that result. Come on, guys, we can do it. Olivieri is on the ball here, looking for Abdullahi. He will find him, but will Abdullahi get the shot away is the question. He tries to square it, but it's just blocked by Williams. And now here comes Marcus. And he's gotten away from the number 3, from Tronsen. He's Huno. And Minder has got behind the defence. And same old, same old. Malmo lead inside 3 minutes. What was the instruction I had? Drop off more was the instruction I played. I've got 2 high lines on. I did not look at my instructions before I went into the match. We're going to lose again because I wasn't set up for it. That's my fault. But now we are. So hopefully we can wake up and get back into the game. Just a tactical change after 2 minutes. Probably not the best thing. But it's my own fault for not looking at my instructions first of all. They've got a free kick now. It's not going to be 2 inside 5 minutes, is it? Come on, Pena. Don't put this in, please. Oh, it's saved. Oh, what a block by Frederick Nissen. Saved it from being 2-0 with barely 5 minutes on the clock. We do not want a Newcastle-Tottenham situation here, please. Kuzu going along over the top. Not a good ball at all. It's Williams will easily clear this up. And here's Minder. Otieno to Pena. And Malmo happy to just knock the ball about here and try and progress forward if they can. Marcus. Lewicki to Pena. This is too easy for them, isn't it? Look how much space Otieno's got. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Lewicki's going to shoot. And it's wide. Pontus Dahlberg with the long goal kick. Going to look to find Abdullahi. But Williams wins it in the air. Kuzu heads it back forwards. He's got it back. And here's Sebastian Hausner to Peñalosa. Abdullahi. Come on. This is the chance to get the equaliser. Abdullahi's got a square it. He's gone for goal. Selfish. Got a corner from it though. Elias Hagen. Got a couple of goals now. Can he build on his 9 from last year? We will see. Ball's going to come back to him here. He could go for goal here. He's brought down. We're going to get a free kick here. Chance to maybe put this in. I think Peñalosa will take this. And he has scored free kicks. It's Markovic, actually. Peñalosa is on the pitch. And Markovic with the free kick. Is Frederick Nissen looks to win it in the air. But again, Williams dominant in the air. Kuzu to Bungsbo now. And that's the end of that. Bejamo on a yellow card. Cross is in there. Bungsbo heads it away. Well worked by Hagen. And here's Abdullahi. Now a chance to break possibly. Peñalosa. He's got a bit of work to do here. To go down this right flank. Finds Abdullahi. Abdullahi onside. Olivieri surely scores. It's 1-1. As long as it's onside and it counts, it's not going to. Lovely. How close was this to offside? Very close. In fact, that looked on to me. Pena with a corner kick. Near post clearance by Bungsbo. Peñalosa's not going to get there first. Pena with another chance to square it. Peñalosa, good clearance. Abdullahi heads it forward. It's Olivieri. He's not going to get to it though. And it's Bejamo again. It's Nanasi. Don't let him put the ball into the box. Oh, he had a bit... He created some space for himself there, but the finish was bad. Nanasi. I'm glad we did not come up against Malmo in the cup final, because they just keep winning against us. And Dahlberg with a big save there. Big chances for Malmo, and we've kept them out, but you've got to think it's a matter of time before they get a second goal, the way things are going. Well, I think had we set up properly for that game, we probably wouldn't have conceded as early as we did. But it's been very close so far. Malmo with the better chances and more chances. I wouldn't say we don't deserve to be losing though. I'm going to say again, we owe them for what happened in the last match. Right, we've got the drop off more. I think that might help. But we are just going to press a little bit more further up the pitch. We'll keep that defensive line not deep, but, you know, not too high. But the rest of the team, we're just going to try and pressure them a little bit more. Try and maybe force that mistake. Everything else I think we'll keep the same though. I'm not going to make any subs just yet, but Olivieri has not done too well today. Kulikov is on the bench if we need him. And if we don't see anything before, like, 55-60 minutes, I think we'll definitely make that change. We'll go for a fire-up shout as well as we start the second half. Let's see if we can get back into this game. Tronsen with the free kick here. Johan Bungsbo with a header. Chance there, but it's just over. We're going attack in. 60 minutes gone. We're going to make those changes. Olivieri is going to come off. Kulikov is going to come on. Elias Hagen also tired. We're going to get him off, and we're going to get David Seguer on. He's got some goals in some tight spots recently, so hopefully you can do that again. Minder with a free kick for Malmo. And headed, oh God, Ramon Mieres makes it 2-0 Malmo, and we're going to lose again. How easy was this set piece? Minder with the set piece. It was a good header to be fair, but there were 4 blue shirts around him and nothing happened there. This is really disappointing. I can't beat this team. We've beaten them in the league last season. We won't beat them to the title, but these individual fixtures, we just can't win them. There's no one on this bench that I think could get us back into this game. Like, they're good players, but they're just not going to do it for me. Right, we're going to go 4-2-3-1. Abdullahi's going to come off. Seguer's going to move into that number 10 spot. Alstrand's going to come on. Peñalosa's going to move to the left. Marcus Berg is going to replace Markovic. That's 4 changes. We've got 1 more to make. Don't know who that will be, though. Kuzu to Marcus Berg. There's still time, though. You know, stranger things have happened. I mean, not if we're going to do that. The cross just didn't even get away here. But we won the ball back in their half. Seguer. Alstrand. Marcus Berg. Kulikov. Oh, he's hit the bar. He was offside anyway. It's just not our day. And 94 minutes have been played. And we've lost to them again. They've got our number. I can't beat this team. I've got to take the blame for the bad start because I was set up way too high and they punished us immediately. Other than that, you know, it was a close game. They doubled the lead. We ended up creating a little bit more in that second half. A few shots on target. Chance-wise, you know, a few chances. We weren't bad, but I think I've got to take the blame for that, actually. They weren't terrible, but there were some poor performers out there. There were some passengers in that game, definitely. Kulikov came on and didn't do anything. But the chance creation wasn't good enough. The finishing wasn't good enough. The defending wasn't really good enough either. It was just a bad day. What's worse is they've now overtaken us. So they're on 40 points. So are Hammarby. We're now on 38. So we've lost our lead. We've had a fantastic unbeaten run and it means nothing because now we're in third place because we can't beat Malmo. Yeah, that is 4 straight defeats in the league now. So in 8 games played, we've only beaten them twice and it was the first 2 games of the season. So we've failed to beat them in 6 meetings. That needs to change. Next season, that's changing. So just before we go, we're going to jump ahead a couple of days just to see who we're going to be facing in the Champions League. What it might also be good to do is a team meeting because we've been in really good form. And I'm hoping that defeat won't be a bit of a blip. There's a really good option here, this one. Don't let the last result affect you too much. Be in good form, put it behind you and look to the next match. Good team meeting. That's a really good option to do. If you've just lost a game after an unbeaten run, use that. It's really, really good. Olympia beat Lana by 5-0 in the second leg. 5-1 on aggregate. So we will be facing Olympia Ljubljana of Slovenia in the second qualifying round. Karamatic's got 2 goals in that one. He's a centre-back. Okay, we might need to work on some set-piece stuff then if their centre-back scored twice. We've also got Doffo, centre-mid. It looks kind of on the level with like our players. Seshlar's an advanced playmaker. Yeah, this is going to be a very evenly matched tie, I think. Florix is a wide man. He's got some pace on him, definitely. I think this is going to be a difficult, very even tie. So hopefully we can get through. I'm hoping we can get through to the Champions League proper, but it's not likely. We'll probably drop down to the Europa League or Europa Conference League. Hopefully we'll still be in some sort of league phase. We'll see how far we can get in the Champions League, but I wouldn't be disappointed if we went into the Europa League groups, league phase rather, or the Conference League again, because I know we can get through that. And hopefully this season as well we can go a bit further in the knockout stages, because still a little bit annoyed that we lost to Pagani in that knockout playoff round. That was a bit of a shame, that one. But Olympia is a side that I think could give us some problems if we're not on our game. So we need to be on our game, essentially. We'll play both legs next time. So we'll play IK Sirius off camera. We've got that Your Gardens game in between as well. But both legs against Olympia next episode. Champions League qualifying underway. And we'll get to hear the Champions League song as well. We had the Europa League one, of course, which is good. Really, really good. But you can't really beat the Champions League anthem, can you? We'll hear it next time. But for now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Not the result we wanted today. We lost to Malmo again, but you know, in time we will get that win. We will get that win against Malmo. Mark my words, it will come one of these days. Next season, we will get that win. But next time we've got to focus on Champions League football. We'll try and go as far as we can in qualifying and see where we end up, whether it's Europa League or Conference League. Maybe we go all the way and get into the Champions League phase. That would be nice. We'd get some money from that, wouldn't we? But we'll wait and see. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.